Hello, everybody. This is Jeffrey GT7, and welcome to the episode. In this episode, it's going to be a request run. We're going to be going once again to Tsukuba circuit for the 1 hour endurance race using the Mazda Miata touring cars. Now, in this episode, I'm going to showcase on basically how to find a car and, of course, what to look out for this particular race. I've actually done this race at least, I think, 3 times. So this is actually a very interesting challenge. So hopefully this video will help out, especially if you're trying to figure out of a decently good strategy to use against the AI in this particular race. So it's not going to be like a typical episode, but let's go ahead and get going anyway. In order to find a car, you can find this car at Branch Central. It's going to cost you a pretty affordable 90,000 credits just for the car itself. There's the stats right there. One thing I want to add is that for this particular race, it is a PP set for this particular event. Now, we can't really do a whole lot of stuff to this car other than just buying off tires, and I think you probably could do 1 or 2 other things to it too, like make the downforce, change the downforce of the car. So, in order to find this challenge, there it is. It's the very first one you find under the human comedy. I think you unlock this particular category after you do the rest of them. I think. I'm not too sure if it does require a driver level or not. But as you can see, it's going to be the very first one that you'll go to. And it's going to be somewhat tricky. There's the main options right there. It's going to be, of course, 1 hour race. We can use all the racing tires plus wets and enters. And you can look, there's the fuel and the tire radius if you're curious on what it looks like for this particular race. So the tires will actually hold up a bit about the same time as fuel. So in this particular run, I'm going to be using racing softs on dry tires. And I would recommend that you go ahead and get yourself a set of enters just in case if the rain does show up. But for right now, as you can see, as we start this race, it's going to be set toward more of the late morning period. And for this particular run, if you basically know the track very well, you probably shouldn't have to worry about too much on pace. Now, for this particular run, I am going to be racing on, of course, the rich fuel mix, which is going to be number 1. The only thing I'm going to do differently that's going to be to help it out a little bit, it's going to be shifting a little bit early, like I did right there. So I'm going to be shifting right when the RPM tracker is at purple, especially if it's toward the lower gears like gear 2 to 3. For 3rd to 4th gear, it's going to probably be the same thing like you just saw right there. That way we can get ourselves at least maybe 1 extra lap on the fuel for our fuel load run. But for this particular car, with these soft tires, the car feels really, really good. And as you can see, we're actually catching with the main leaders too. The only thing you probably got to also worry about is have to navigate and work your way around the AI. It may look like they're not that fast early on, which they are not really this quick at this early at this point in the race. I think the main opponents you have to worry about is at least the top 3 opponents. Other than that, you just have to make your way around these opponents as quickly and as smoothly as possible. So that way you won't have to lose too much time on the main race leaders. As you can see here, as we make our way through this corner, we're going to gain some time right through here as well. And, you know, like I said before, if you do know the track right offhand, that's going to be probably a huge benefit for this particular race. So within about 2 or 3 laps, we're going to be inside the top 10. But we actually had to avoid this car right there as we get so close behind the green Miata, having to brake check a little bit just to miss that collision. But luckily for us, we did in fact miss it. And we're going to force ourselves into the top 10 if we can, which actually it will work out for us. And that's going to be like for the first 2 or 3 laps. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit later on in the race as we find ourselves battling out with the race leader. And you can see the track is, the sky conditions are a bit different. There's a lot more clouds surrounding the track. It's not as bright. We are pretty much right where we need to be with the race leader, but you can see our tires are in fact well beyond cooked, especially the left front tire. Left front tire is like literally at its last legs. Compared to the rest of the tires look okay as condition, but it's that left front tire that really is beyond gone. So but with our fuel saving technique, we can actually are able to stretch one extra lap. Now, even though the left front tire is not doing too great for this car, we can still kind of maneuver, on the track. Maybe not nearly as quick as we did earlier in the race, but it's still somewhat flexible. So I think in this particular lap, the race leader should come in the pit road. We actually do gain a good bit of ground through there. We're going to the brakes a bit later into the corner. You'll see its right turn indicating turn signal pretty soon as it goes for right. Yep, there it is right there. So we are going to inherit the lead from the race leader as they're going to get their service being done, getting some fresh tires and of course fuel. So we're in the same strategy with being a race leader. And luckily for us, as we fast forward toward the end of lap 16, that left front tire is literally gone. For fuel, we're almost out of fuel as well. So I know this was going to be the best opportune time to actually come pit road, get ourselves some tires and fuel. And you can see also the windshield wipers are turned on. We got ourselves a little bit of rain shower too, but at the current state it is. The rain showers, nothing to be concerned about. This is a slight light drizzle. So I'm going to go here, get ourselves a fresh set of soft tires, and we're going to go ahead and fuel the car up with 100% fuel. That way we can be efficiently done with our first pit stop. Now you can see the guy behind us, he also stayed out longer like we did. And I'm pretty sure he's going to stay out another extra lap compared to us. So the main race is between us and the guy in third. So here we are, we're getting our service being done, get ourselves our fresh tires, and you can see the fuel rate is pretty quick, which is good for this particular track since the track is so short. And to surprisingly, I actually am going to stay in P2. I would have known that I was going to get passed, but there's the guy right literally behind us. So we actually, for some reason, are able to keep that spot. Fast forward later in the race, we actually did receive some more rain during the race, and this is going to be the lap where we're going to go ahead and change into inters. There's a little bit of dark blue spots around the area of the track, and this is the best opportune time to switch over. I could tell the front tires were not gripping as well, and you do not want to be stranded on a intermediate wet track with dry slicks. Very good example will be, of course, doing the Le Mans race, the half hour of the Le Mans race, or even doing the very last challenge of the S license when you drive that Porsche 917K at Spa. Once that slick tire touches any kinds of moisture, that car is literally is not going to grip whatsoever. So we're going to come to pit road. We're going to take advantage over this and get ourselves some intermediate tires and some fuel. Now, you could say you could have done heavyweights too, but I didn't really think the rain was that heavy, which it actually did become heavy to enough where wet tires were possibly the best tire to be on for like a couple laps. But I really wanted to be on those inters, which was a good call. As you can see, the track is drying off a little bit to the point where it actually is now safe to actually go back into the slicks. As you can see, we actually are showing some wear and tear on those inters. So what you see, the intermediate tires are showing a good signs of being wear and tear very quickly and easily. That is usually a good sign to tell you it's like, hey, the track is dry enough for you to actually move back to slicks. You gotta be still a bit careful though whenever you do go back to slicks, because not all the track is dried up, but there's a good bit of part of it that is dried, and you have to be very careful and make sure you stay close to that racing line. If you don't, like I did mention before, like a good example is of course the Spa challenge for the super license for that Porsche 917K. Once you do touch that moisture, it's game over. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward again later into the race, and we've actually pretty much won the lottery here. You can see there's a lot of drivers are switching out of their inters into slicks, so that was a very good call for our end in this particular run. Even though I know there's some showers still heading our way, so the raid may not be done just yet. So, and in fact, it did. A couple laps later, you can see the dark blue spots once again reappearing for this race. We're going to come pit road and get ourselves another set of intermediate tires. We're going to take full advantage of this like we did earlier in the race because you don't want to be stranded. So this is basically one of these races you got to be very, very, very careful and have to double make sure that you're going to choose a particular tire compound when you're switching from dry to wets, or when you're switching to slick, wet conditions or intermediate conditions back to dry conditions, because it can make your race better or it can literally break it apart. So we got about 20 minutes left-ish in this race. We're going to go ahead, once again, fill the cart with fuel and just go back out there, do our thing, and wait till a couple of laps later. As you can see, Blue Skies has once again appeared into the race. Have not seen this since the beginning of the race, literally. And so this is going to be our last official time to go on pit road. We've actually have caught up with the guy MP2. I think we're about to put him at least 2 laps down, I think, in this run. But we're going to go ahead, quickly pass him. And after we pass him, we're going to veer off to the right side, go into the pit road for one last time. And of course, as you may have guessed it, we're going to go into softs and we're going to go ahead and refill our fuel just enough till we get enough laps to last us the rest of the distance. You could technically do a max fuel, but I don't think it's not really that necessary. You don't really want to overweight the car with all that fuel and stuff, plus you'll be wasting time in pit road. So we got about, give or take, about 8 minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and put at least 9 laps of fuel. That way, once the race is about to finish up, we'll have at least a little bit past over a lap left of fuel. And as we're about to finish up the race, we did it perfectly, as we have 0.7 laps of fuel remaining and got ourselves a victory. So hopefully that strategy helps you out in that 1 hour endurance race. So the next episode, I'm having a really big request to use the hypercars for Le Mans. Now, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do these hypercars in a 700 pp rating or a 900 pp rating. So I'll let you guys decide to see which one you want to let me do. Should I do 700 or should I do 900? And I guess I'll also will do a poll as well. So that's going to be the main basis of that next episode. I'll be showcasing, of course, the new hypercars that was introduced in this last update, in update 1.7. And, you know, just do a quick setup build, see how the cars react, see how they drive, and hopefully the tunes will be great enough to where it actually will be not only a fast car, but also drivable too, since it is classified as a hypercar and it being a Group 1. So hopefully that particular tune helps out too. And if you guys have any other suggestions, or if there's a particular tune you will see me do in either a money grind race or even another mission, you're more than welcome to put down any suggestions below in the comments below. Until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night for it might be, and I'll see you guys later, and take care. Thank you again for watching today's episode. Hopefully this particular tune has helped you out in Gran Turismo 7. If there is a particular build you'd like for me to try out, or a different race, car class, whatever it is, you're more than welcome to put any suggestions down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to do them. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. It would be very much appreciated. Also, leave a like and share it. If you know somebody personally that is struggling to get a win at Toke Expressway 600, then you're more than welcome to share this episode, and hopefully it will help them out. Until then, I'll see you guys later, and have a great rest of the day or night for it might be, and be safe.